University. A lot of characters we have been able to see. You can see more Storm Collectibles. In fact, you can see the likes of Rolento, who is out there. It's one of my favorite characters. You can also see your favorite characters from Storm Collectibles and their figures. Let's actually take a quick chat about that. We see some of them out there. We see them also in this next advertisement coming up on the screen real soon. We're talking about how great they are, how articulate they are. Let's talk about Storm Collectibles real quick. All right, Storm Collectibles, figure designer. Production company from Hong Kong, which makes high-quality, officially licensed collectible action figures, which specializes in fighting games. They bring classic and iconic gaming characters back to life and also keep up to date with blockbuster games like Street Fighter series from Capcom. Storm Collectibles product quality is at a standard meant for the true collectors with likenesses to the finest details from the head sculpt to the body, articulation, and accessories. Check out the Street Fighter character figurines on their website.
Yes, indeed, and of course, you can match those figurines with their actual in-game counterparts, baby. Capcom Arcade Classics and Fighters Pack dive into a robust collection of Street Fighter titles, including Street Fighter V Championship Edition and Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, and fantastic arcade titles as well, like Mega Man and Final Fight, all included in this package. Get hyped for the tournament season, test your skills, and help support the Children's Miracle Network hospitals with your purchase as well. Big ups, and of course, Street Fighter 6 includes a 50% off coupon for this as well. So big ups to everybody. Thank you for joining us so far. We got one more to go, and we're going to be back in around 7 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Where dreams become reality. Monster Hunter Bridge.
Show me what you have. What?
challenger. Here comes a new challenger.
カプコンカップ11、ここからは本日の最終グループ C の模様をお届けしてまいります。
Here at Capcom Cup 11, it's now time to introduce the final group for day 2.
会場の皆さん、元気ですか？まだまだ叫べますか？盛り上がっていくよ。さあ、それではこのグループ C、プレイヤーの入場です。
And now it's time for the player entrances for Group C.
まずは鉄血の古豪 GG ハリベー。
Fresh from the gates of Frankfurt, Germany, it's the cold-blooded veteran, it's GG Hallibell!
You know the pressure make all of these diamonds. I tell them get back, step back, fast track, big lap, big
南アフリカ共和国の英雄ジャミー・
The man, the myth, the legend who upset Torpedo. It's the African hero from South Africa, Jabeem!
パーフェクトパリープリンス
Next up, the perfect Barry Prince. It's Kakeru!
サンパウロのイカれるサイクロン残虐ボロード
Next up, hailing from Brazil, it's the Cyclone, Zangief Bolado!
Once marvelous tornado dual cabin
Gracing the red carpet, it's the Tornado, Jewel Kevin!
東大卒プロゲーマートキド
And the last entrant for the day, it's the FG Scout, the legendary Torpedo!
さあ本日もついに最終グループやってきましたね。
これまた見ものですからね。
はい。さあこのグループは日本人の選手が2人いるということで、しかも昨日初日を終えてもこの2人が調子が良かったというところですよね。さあこの2日目は各グループで波乱が起きてますから、
どうでしょうかね。
このグループには何が起きるのか
わかりませんね。何があってもおかしくはない話ですからね。はい。
さあこちら6名のプレイヤーがステージに並びました。この6名によって総当たり戦を行っていきます。その2日目となります。
As you can see, the 6 players on stage for Group C are ready to jump into the fray and do battle here as the final group on day 2.
トップ16のトーナメントに残れるのは上位2名のみ。皆さん改めて盛大な拍手をお願いいたします。
2 of these chaps will be qualifying for that top 16 finals. Day 1 saw some great action from Kaku and Tokido, but can the others stop them in their tracks here on day 2?
それでは選手の皆さんはスタンバイをお願いいたします。
Alright, would all players please be ready on standby as the matches are about to begin momentarily.
さあそしてこの熱い戦いをさらに盛り上げてくれる実況席の皆さんにお渡ししたいと思います。実況席お願いいたします。
For the absolute electric matches we're about to commence, we need our amazing and genius minds on the mic. So with that said, let's head back over to the casters and get the matches started.
Those guys are just way too nice. The genius minds on the mic. I don't know if that was directed to the JV casters, but we'll take it. Either way, welcome back, everybody, for the final block of the day. My name is Vicious, here with Cherry Jennings. Hello, excuse me.
Jennings shirt. You got me mixed up.
Either way, this is our first time together, but it's going to be an eclectic one because you've actually had experience going into Group C from the prior day. Now, it's been very, very ecstatic to see how it's all developed, but tell me, what are your expectations now going into it today?
I mean, as you know, the blocks that we commentated earlier, this is day 2. I was saying this is the day that we kind of find out the trajectory of where the players end up, because there are some players leaving after today knowing that there's no chance, unfortunately, for them to make it to top 16, but they still have the chance to mess up someone else's opportunity tomorrow.
Without a doubt, yeah. There were a couple of surprises that we had seen in regards to the matchups and how it actually went down. Just taking a look at the matchup results, right? We have Gigi Halibel not performing the way he wanted to, but he kept it rather close, at least to Jabi and Kakeru. I feel like although it's 0-2, it was, you know, a couple of scrambles that could have gone his way. Jabi M sitting at 1-1, Kakeru 2-0, Zangief Bolado still looking to find his way to get himself an explosive, at least finish towards the end at 0-1. Dual Kevin 1-1, and Tokido at the very bottom still looking rather clean.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm a little biased here, so Dual Kevin, I'm always going to be cheering for him. But someone that I mentioned, so I sent a survey out to a whole bunch of players before, and one of the questions I had asked him was, who is your dark horse? And a majority of the players here actually believe it's Zangief Bolado.
100%. You know, I've had a lot of time to kind of study the way that he's been playing, just based off of the matchups alone, right? I feel like Zangief Bolado will have a plethora of Kens to play against. Tokido has some very specific ones with like Kobion, Inabashi, Zangief as well. It's going to be a very interesting dynamic to see if whether or not Zangief Volato will step up to the challenge and blow up everything that Tokido throws at him. But that's going to be our first matchup of this block, followed by Dual Kevin along with Kakaru. That's going to be so crazy. GG Halibel versus Zangief Volato to follow suit in match 3. Of course, Tokido versus Jabi M afterwards. And then Dual Kevin to seal it out against GG Halibel for match 5.
I am so excited for all of these matches. Just being again, that's why I love Capcom Cup so much, right? You're talking about 48 players from 24 different regions. We have so much representation here. Again, Brazil, we just saw Juninho Ross do really well earlier today. We just saw Salvatore do really well, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to see Zangief Volato put in some work. And I think it's kind of rough because his first match is against Kakaru, which is obviously, he qualified from Japan for having the most points in Japan. That has to be like the hardest region to qualify through, right? And it's a bad matchup in general. So it wasn't the easiest for Zangief Volato's first match, or first set. But now we get to see him go. I mean, this is another Titan Tokido.
No doubt.
Right.
Yeah, it's hard to kind of compare it to like character to character, but I still feel like Ken might be a little bit of a tough matchup. And I say that with a grain of salt. I mean, I know a lot of the Zangief players have a certain opinion on it. I know Ken players have a certain opinion on it, but you are right. I mean, this is one of the Titans of all Titans. This is Tokido that we're talking about. However, Zangief Volato, I feel like he is going to be much more comfortable versus Ken in general. Right, because of the abundance of it. Like, how often does he get to face off against a very particular JP specialist?
Yeah, exactly, 100%. And I believe Zangief Volato, do I have? Anyways, yeah, he's ready for this. Actually, one of the questions I asked him too was who was he excited to play in his group, and he said it was Tokido. He said he's been a fan of Tokido for a really long time, so he's very excited to play Tokido. And funny enough, this is kind of what I said about Salvatore in the previous group. He also said he's been watching Punk for a long time. That was his idol, and when he got a chance to play against Punk, he actually beat Punk. So I'm wondering if that's going to happen again.
I mean, we've already seen that kind of happen a little bit earlier, though, with a couple of groups. We've seen some quote-unquote upsets. Maybe we'll see one to close out our blocks here. Group C, again, the final one here at Day 2 in Capcom Cup. Let's get it. Zangief Volato versus Tokido in Game 1. Zangief versus Ken.
Let's get it. I'm interested in seeing how Zangief Volato approaches this matchup, because typically I think he's a pretty slow Zangief player in general. He immediately gets punish counter when I say that from his standing medium kick.
Yeah, I mean, you have to test the ranges, right? I mean, that's something he's got to digest quickly, or else he's going to get throw looped up. That's 2 in a row already. Try to go for a third one. Yep, I like that. Counter hit pretty quick off his feet, too.
100%, yeah. And this time not whiffing with the fierce. Again, going back into neutral, I will say Zangief Volato is one of the Zangief players that uses standing medium kick quite a bit.
And I like to harp on that a little bit more, right? I feel like he does it to kind of gauge the distance between his players, the players he's playing off against, but he's going to have to use that sparingly. Now he's testing Tokido's reaction with the light, right?
I think he's trying to see if maybe he can catch the light off of a whiff button, something like that. But right now, again, he's sprinkling the neutral with different lights, mediums, and heavies. Trying to see if he can get a connect on Tokido. But what a neutral jump coming from Tokido. Taking the first round in the first game.
Yes, sir. Pretty risk-averse, if you ask me. You see something like a light, and personally, I would also hold up. If they're not continuing the combo, 100%, I don't want to even come close to an ODSPD, because that pretty much changes the trajectory of that round.
Yeah, very safe defensive option there coming from Tokido. Like, because what else would Zangief do if you get hit by a light, right? I think you either get comboed or you get hit by the SPD. So holding up was really a good decision there from Tokido.
I feel like there was an opportunity, especially after that gym ride, to possibly get a scoop. That's not the case. Zangief a little reluctant to even show off some of the SPDs in certain cases, but right now Tokido's going to take full advantage of this corner pressure shift. Fujin right, yeah. To go on in there. A couple more sequences, he possibly could get that burnout.
Yeah, with the heavies right now, as you mentioned, the burnout is coming right now. And Zangief doesn't deal the best because the supers aren't the best against burnout, but the charge fierce is the option. He already knew. He's been there so many times already.
Yeah, I feel like he's one of the few characters that get to break the mechanics of the game, right? With that armor, being able to survive while in burnout against some of the DIs, so long as he has the life to back it, right? So I do like that option. However, is it too little too late with the amount of life that he has left? He does have critical art. Oh, this is a huge start. Level 3.
Is this gonna kill?
No shot.
You tell
no
me.
Shot. No shot.
It is a critical art, but
off the light as well.
It is off the light, yeah. With the OD Lariat. Okay, not even close to killing.
Yeah.
2 more guesses if you went for the throw, but Zangief Volato did not want to risk what Tokido was gonna wake up with.
Ooh, dangerous. Dangerous territory for Zangief Volato. A single hit, counter poke will do it too from crouching medium punch. Tokido is able to bait it.
Can he find a connection with the lights?
What else would you have done from that far?
What an option. option. What an option. He really couldn't get anything off of the 3 lights, right? So he had to go for running bear grab.
That is quite fair. It is quite fair. Tokido with just a little bit of fuel left in the tank to let that OD uppercut rip just in case. Can't blame the man, honestly, from the side of Zangief Volado.
Yeah, not at all. You kind of had to risk going for that just because he wanted to seal the deal. I don't know if he had canceled into drive rush, but he had gotten enough damage still. I don't think so.
No, I think he was burned out at that point as soon as that the initial cancel had happened. Yeah, being able to get that second hit. Off the lariat. Oh, yes. The big side switch off of the sweep, too.
Okay, back into the corner pressure.
Counter hit. Stuffed out whatever Zangief Volado was trying to do. Backdash. Just in case the throw loop was coming. Tokido, he doesn't want to over-address the issue. He just wants to, you know, keep the containment going. I like this. Come on now. Let me see that. Let me see those fears get started.
Okay, playing a little neutral here. How's Zangief Volado going to switch it up?
Oh my. Oh my.
Okay. Just enough with the lariat to close it out in the first round in the second match.
I definitely got tongue-tied and I froze when he
when the first time he got the hit, I was like, wait, is he going to close it out with this one? And then no, he reset it to the second combo. I was like, okay, that was the right decision there.
Got the first SPD of the day for Zangief Volado.
Short late confirm on the health stab too.
We like those trades. We love those trades if you're Zangief. The extra vitality goes a long way.
Oh, the drive rush low forward actually with punishes the stand short coming from Zangief Volado. Into a level 3 from Tokido. Are we gonna go in? What do you think? He has a level 3. I don't think we go in here.
No, we definitely don't. I feel like he just wants to drive gauge back, kind of keep it contained. He's at a life deficit too. He doesn't want to press the issue too much against Zangief Volado to lose that momentum. But we'll see how that plays out. Zangief Volado could still find his way in if he makes the appropriate reads. Trying to react to something that fast. Tokido still quicker to the gun.
Yeah. Oh, back to, oh, with the punish counter, OD SPD is enough to take it with the damage. I mean, we're making it 1-1, taking it down to the last match of the set.
Yeah, and that was a really good perception there from Zangief Volado, knowing full well that Tokido's timing on the Fierce has to be before the lariat would come out. So it was a very, very appropriate defensive maneuver from the side of Zangief Volado to finish it out. And of course, spending the rest of that meter, he had to do it. I'm liking this. 1-1 in a matchup that we were very much so looking forward to.
Beautiful, and you still see on Tokido's end, he is trying to whip punish with the crouch strong, but unfortunately, sometimes it's not easy. It's not that easy to whip punish Zangief's, especially standing light kick. So I like Tokido that he started throwing in dry rush with a normal as a whip punish versus just going for the crouch strong.
Oh.
There's a short reset to the headbutt. He recognized that Tokido likes holding up during block strings, and that's why that headbutt connected.
Oh, damn. You get so much mileage off of that punish counter as well. You send him flying towards the corner. No shot! Yeah, Tokido helicoptering his way out of that private jet. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, with the Jinrai, was able to break the armor, and unfortunately, that makes Zangief Volado burnt out as well. But again, he's still sitting on that charge fierce. He'll still have it.
Yeah, it's more so the chip damage he's about to take. Okay, yeah, that is a counter hit. You get the full string up. Off of the medium target combo, the chops to the chest. One false swipe, I feel like, from Tokido could actually spell his demise.
Nice
and I like that option, yo. Zangief's defensive options have been so clean, by the way. Tokido tried to empty jump, bait out the parry. Zangief Volado 2 steps ahead, and now looking at match point. What a changeup. 2 bars apiece from both ends.
Beautiful play, and we're starting to see a little bit more activity coming off for Zangief Volado. I think that was one of the first dry rush charge fierces he actually did in neutral. He started off the round with this. But we're back to the crouch strong coming from Tokido, trying to find a whip punish.
Oh, I'm liking this too. He's still hovering around the ranges as to where like Tokido wants to try to press up for a fireball. A couple of trades thus far from Zangief.
And there's a whip punish with the roundhouse into the level 3 just to get the damage. Started early from the second round.
But not too bad, right? You're still going to be able to build yourself up back to level 3 within the same round, perhaps, or even into the next round. Yeah, he's too keen and aware for some of these SPDs to land. But Zangief would not be that discouraged. The backdash does get caught, but to no avail. It's still going to be a throw, uppercut, still containing the unit that is Zangief. A couple of lights, he's backing away. Hopscotching in and out of the ranges, too.
Okay, sorry. Kind of holding my breath here for a second.
Oh, as you should, to be fair.
Well spaced fireball as a poke there just to catch Zangief Volado. Slightly walking forward, trying to close the distance. But we are on the set point for both of these players.
Yeah, I'm still surprised Tokido even throw that fireball because Zangief still has 3 stock, right? He could have level 2 past it perhaps, but I think he's saving it for a rainy day just in case Tokido tries to get froggy with it. Punish counter with the mediums, drive rush on in there, punish counter again, now a lot closer.
Okay. Zangief Pilato really has to be careful with those fierces he's been throwing out because he's been whip punished so many times by Tokido at this point, even with the roundhouse.
He's held on to this level 3 for so long, by the way, Zangief Pilato has, and I feel like, again, he's letting Tokido run away with some of these fireballs. All right, that's 2 checks thus far. Oh, counter hit!
Okay, one more mix-up. Are we gonna find it? Oh my!
Oh no!
Airborne wasn't able to get the level 3 cancel. And there it is to the level 2. He recognized. He recognized it wasn't gonna hit. Sorry, and then there he goes. He actually takes out Tokido. Oh my god, I got so hype over that.
That is crazy. My man Zangief Pilato was so down in the dumps yesterday. I had a chance to kind of talk to him, but he shook it off immediately as soon as I saw him this morning. He's like, you know what, I'm feeling much better.
Yeah.
I'm feeling much better. I can't be down. I'm only down 1 game. But taking down Tokido, you don't have to worry about him for the rest of the week. That is a giant win for the big man.
Yeah, and I'm just so happy because I wasn't sure if he could have got the cancel off the first OD Lariat because it hit so high, but I'm so happy. This is something that Justin actually called out a long time ago, that players, especially when they jump, if they fail the first time, for some reason it's just like a natural habit to jump again, and Tokido gave him exactly that. He did a second jump and he was finally able to get the OD Lariat into the level 2.
Oh, he was sitting for a while. He was cooking on that
Yeah.
too. He left it in the oven. He's like, you know what? It's time to cook. Bam! OD Lariat. But speaking of cooking, let's take a look at the replays. Tokido, I feel like he was so in charge in the first game, just based off of the momentum he was playing at. But Zangief Pilato had some really explosive moments for him as well.
Yeah, and you can see, like, I think he made all these right defensive reads, especially on, like, the resets that Zangief Pilato was going for. Tokido was not having any of that, and I think Zangief Pilato had realized that. He took a second to think about it. He's just like, okay, maybe I should stop going for these resets because Tokido is either jumping or he's ODDPing just to get the pressure off of him.
Right. Yeah, just looking at, you talked about the defensive maneuvers and his decision-making. That parry and that timing specifically, he understood the assignment so well. And even Tokido afterwards, he tried to get a safe jump to no avail, right? Zangief Pilato really showing off all those different options and to a great benefit also. Getting the right confirms as well, not giving up on the plays, right? But Tokido, it was hard to really assess this. Zangief Pilato, again, holding on to 3 bars for what, 2 whole rounds straight? I was wondering when he was going to let it rip.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I was just like, is he looking for a fireball to the level 2? Because he wasn't buffering in the neutral. But actually, he had to save for this OD Lariat cancel into the level 2. And he takes the set against Tokido. Insane, insane play.
2-1. Now, it's not the cleanest that he would want, but still a win's a win. Playboy will
Against
definitely take
Tokido?
those. 100, exactly, 100%, right? Putting him on the board in general, tying himself up with Jobby M, Dual Kevin, thus far, and technically Tokido because that's his first loss, right? So an excellent showing from Zangief Pilato. I'm actually such a fan of his, being able to talk to him and seeing his progression throughout the entirety of the CPT. But speaking of progression, we talk about these two. Kakudu coming back with that JP, Dual Kevin making his mark with Rashid. You know, we talked to him a pretty good amount throughout the CPT. There was a moment where he felt like he was about to give up and quit if he hadn't qualified for EWC and kept on pursuing it. There was a moment in time where, you know what, we might not even see Dual Kevin in the stage.
Yeah, I mean, he was, honestly, to qualify for this season, he was one of the most consistent players, and I felt so bad for him because he was already leading the leaderboards from his region, from World Warrior, as #1, but he wanted to make sure that Jack, his friend, had a chance to get in for sure without having to play. So he traveled to all these offline tournaments and got second every single time.
It's a heartbreaker.
Yeah, a heartbreaker, but eventually, you know, again, he was first in the leaderboard, so he was able to qualify through points, and then Jack was able to qualify just playing in the regional finals. So shout outs, you know, just the friendship, the camaraderie is great coming out from the Midwest.
The power of the Midwest. I don't know what it is cooking over there, but they're breeding some talent.
It's the fried cheese. It's like the cheese curds or something like that.
It's the cheese curds? Is that what that is? Do you got to claim that bias too? I feel like coming in from Philly. Yeah. Yeah, you can't see the camera, but you know, you can't see like the look on her face right now. But we'll keep that subject tight-lipped for now. But Dual Kevin versus Kakudu, talking about the matchup itself, Rashid versus JP. We talk about the exposure of JP in the States. I feel like it's a little bit the opposite of what we experienced in Season 1. There was quite an abundance of JPs, and now because of the touch-and-go changes to JP, it was a little bit off-putting in regards to the consistency of the JP players in the States currently.
Yeah, we don't have that much JP experience. Kakudu has plenty of Rashid experience here in Japan, right? So luckily, right before we hopped into commentary, I had a chance to talk to Dual Kevin to ask him what his strategy was. You know, he's a very, very calculated player. So he said in this matchup, he feels like it's a little different because he usually likes to test out the other player by doing a lot of fireballs. Unfortunately, you can't really do that against JP in general because of the ground spikes. So he's very limited in how he approaches the situation. He said he's going to rely a lot more on run and jumps, a lot more movement versus the fireball game.
You kind of should. I mean, to kind of contrast that, I feel like Kakeru has kind of been keen on that when he practices against like Gachikun specifically. He'll always have the right distances to throw out that crouching heavy punch because it's so invul towards any sort of air approach. But we'll see if that's the case. I like Dual Kevin in this space because he is such a master with his medium kicks.
Yeah, and one move that we've already seen Kevin use, this is the fourth time, the roundhouse. This is actually a really strong move against Kakeru, or just JP in general, because he doesn't have a light to punish it. So it is something that Kevin plans on using quite a bit in that space.
Talk about that, really key to the anti-air. Yeah, catching the teleport on the way out still. Dual Kevin, very smart on that assessment. We're going to get that movement, exactly that, from the charge whirling from the OD tornado. The perfect parry Prince as expected.
Took the words right out of my mouth. I was about to say, that is the perfect parry Prince, and he's demonstrating it right now.
Nice call out!
Okay, Mixer as an anti-air on the teleport.
And what's so good about it is it contains Kakeru in the corner as well. Really unfortunate in regards to the timing of it all. But now Dual Kevin, one more throw away. Amnesia not really on the table as much, but the trade-off for Dual Kevin, I like that. I like that, keeping it clean on the frame data.
And this is kind of what you get for being the perfect parry Prince, because now you're going to start getting thrown. You're about to get drive rush thrown because you like the perfect parry so much on a drive rush when you see it.
Setting up the window to advance. Kakeru throwing out a couple of projectiles as well as spikes to keep Dual Kevin from even moving forward. Wants to keep him a full screen as much as possible. Just look at the disparity between the life already. Kakeru at the 3-bar threshold.
Just poking away with all those spikings. But again, we're at the range where Dual Kevin's going to like to do those roundhouses.
I can't believe that swing was so far away. You heard the flash. The tap parry does get blown up. Kakeru now full screen away. He's looking to drain out Dual Kevin, but no, sir! Run up to his block!
What situational awareness coming from Dual Kevin in this situation? And he has Kakeru in the corner, burnt out. Not necessarily bad for JP because we still have Amnesia, right? But no, wasn't looking for it there.
Oh, he's hella dead. And he still has bar, yeah, to do the OD version. Bring him back down, even if that didn't kill. He had a bar to his name. Absolutely clean start for Dual Kevin. Kakeru looking a little bit shook up, only in the corner. I will say I think he's contained himself rather well in the neutral, trying to contain Dual Kevin from moving forward. But a couple of really unfortunate mishaps, especially with the teleport that he decided to do while Dual Kevin was in the corner. Didn't expect for him to be ready for that type of anti-air, and the side switch up into that corner from that previous round was just so tough to manage, right? The defensive aspect from Kakeru, we haven't seen the Amnesia just yet. We've seen some delayed buttons that have been blown up already. I wonder if he's going to resort to that going forward.
Yeah, I'm not sure what his strategy is going to go into this. Just Kevin's been able to find a way to get in somehow, whether it's just like the run and jumps. I mean, the last move that he pulled was off the run into, I think it was the crescent kick that is called. Just so far, Kakeru's going to have to find a way to get around the neutral.
A nod of approval from Kakeru. Dual Kevin just making the right and appropriate reads when to jump. Catches him trying to grab air.
I think that was the first shimmy that Dual Kevin had introduced against Kakeru.
I wouldn't doubt it. I would believe you on that.
Okay, that's that perfect range for the stand roundhouse. A nice perfect parry coming from Kakeru. Again, what he's known for.
How impactful is that perfect parry? I mean, we're going to find out. Kakeru's still at the deficit, trying to keep Dual Kevin at bay. He has a decent amount of drive hits to continue to do so, but Dual Kevin again navigating past the stalagmites. It's crazy that he's making these reads against the spikes so consistently.
Yeah, beautiful drive rush usage coming from Dual Kevin right now, but okay, Kakeru is starting to recognize it, using his cane with the stand medium punch. Jump back, just to get away from the throw pressure.
We get the tick throw. Back into that mid-range. They're trying to introduce some of these normals towards each other. Kakeru, I feel like he's treading on dangerous water. Okay.
Yeah, he's kind of in the corner. Dual Kevin is slowly walking him into the corner, and he's about that range where DI will hit if he somehow does it. I don't think that's something that Dual Kevin typically does, but nice whip punish with the sweep.
So dangerous. Just a couple of more sequences, especially after this. The safe jump and tack, couple of lights. Not really that impactful just yet. Throw, not gonna let it rip. Obviously, there was a change to it. Amnesia does come out. from the side of Kakaru. Oh, that was sick.
That was such a delay too on the counter, and gets the counter hit on Dual Kevin. I don't think it's enough to kill yet.
That Lavushka is just so potent, man. It's so difficult. Yipes and I were talking about it backstage. It's like, how consistent of an answer do people have against that level 2? I feel like not a lot of people do have that consistent answer just yet, even in the current developed meta.
Yeah, for sure. And it was like a non-shimmy type of situation there coming from Kakaru.
Layers, you know? We do have that departure window. Some of the tree gloves coming out as well. Again, trying to keep him at bay. Doesn't last for too long, too. Now the closer spikes are coming out from Kakaru.
Nice backdash, escaping from the throw pressure.
Again, that medium kick is just Dual Kevin's domain.
We're not seeing the level 2 come out yet.
Oh, that was sick!
The bait to the... Again!
I'm at a loss for words as well. I get it. I totally get it. He has an opportunity here. Kakaru does. He's going to back away.
I mean, it's a scary situation because next strike for both players is going to take this game.
Especially with Kakaru building up that level 3 just now. From full screen, Kakaru is in control, very close to the drive gauge on both. Dual Kevin, he's kind of tantalizing with that run.
Yeah, I think Kakaru is... Okay, he's going to get burnt out from this situation. What's the sequence?
Important tech for
He
Kakaru
actually
to
took the
survive.
throw for there.
What do you do now? So scared to even try to throw out a poke. Oh no, shot! He backdash buffered for sure. That is a staple.
He was buffering that the whole time. Read that Dual Kevin was trying to get the win shot. Takes the second game, and we're making it 1-1. And it's funny because I felt like in that game, there was so much meter spent. He was trying to go, I feel, for the OD spike confirmation into the level 3, which is what led him to the position where he got burnt out. Like even then, he was able to recognize the situation where Kevin had filled the space where he wanted to do a win shot, was able to react with level 3.
And I appreciate that, right? Kakaru was showing a little bit more movement himself and trying to go, instead of trying to go for projectiles, he's also switched it up also in regards to the normals that he's throwing out in the certain ranges where Dual Kevin wants to throw out these mediums. So I feel like there's a lot of intuition from Kakaru to be more of like a counter poker in that previous game. But I want to see what the mix is like now. I want to see it all come together strategy-wise. Dual Kevin, what is he going to do with his movement to trick? Yes, sir! At the sharper angle where the crouching heavy punch wouldn't hit. I'm liking this adjustment from Dual Kevin.
Beautiful, beautiful. And the shimmy does connect with the fierce. And this...
That... I don't know about that one, Chief.
No.
I don't really see that Eagle Spike actually hit like that off of the one framer.
Yeah, I don't think he meant to do an Eagle Spike there. Must have been misinput. Oh. Beautiful counter hit. Are we gonna dump it all into the level 1? One more cancel. This should
Might
take
have
it.
to. Yeah, getting that extra damage with the animation. I like that from Dual Kevin.
Yep,
Looking
again.
at match point.
Yep, again, match point for Dual Kevin. And Dual Kevin is finding the perfect time to get these dry rush normals in to get the punish on Kakaru.
Ooh, I like this to start. Just driving up on in there. Kakaru tried to throw out that parry. Dual Kevin 2 steps ahead. Now, man, that Droust is so obnoxious from JP.
Truly, that cane is so annoying to deal with. Look at this movement here, just trying to get around the ghost and the spikes. Oh, there's the air throw.
Oh, got him with the raising canes, crouching heavy punch. I'm liking that, right in the air.
Goes for the parry again, and he's able to burn out Dual Kevin. Not a great situation to be in against JP. There's a lot of chip damage coming your way.
I think we got caught trying to crouch block that. Interesting. Trying to maneuver past the departure. You see a whole different demeanor with Dual Kevin while in burnout. Lavushka coming out more than... Oh, okay. Still safe. Not too bad. I felt like he was going to be within range to link it. Kakaru is safe. Final round again. Why'd I say again? Excuse me, you can only happen once. Final round.
Yes,
Excuse
yes.
me, hello.
Final round. We're going back to the third round.
Jesus.
Unfortunate that the anti-air didn't work. I actually got a punish counter for it too. Lost a lot of meter there. Okay. Not going to level 2. There's the perfect parry.
And we get the side switch either way. Brilliantly played, and so much meter built up as well. Oh, the departure, the amount of pressure too. This might turn it around. We haven't seen this kind of sequencing thus far. The punish counter to bait the throw. Kakaru level 2 is actually incoming. Lavushka time, he's not gonna drop it. 2-1 with the rebuttal. And a huge comeback there from Kakaru. From what felt like was in Dual Kevin's hands a couple of times.
That was such an unfortunate interaction that happened at the very beginning because that OD win shot, and then he went for an OD mixer after it, and it got punish counter. Do you know how much drive meter he lost from that, and it put him in such a bad situation at that space range that round was just very, very difficult to come back from.
No doubt, no doubt. I think there was a couple of mishaps that Dual Kevin might have had that might have shook him up mentally. I don't know if he would like dwell on it too much because he's a pro after all, but that I feel like that significant sequencing that he had where he dropped it into the Eagle Spike, I felt like it could have changed the outcome.
Yeah, just unfortunate execution drops. He had the round, but you know, it happens. And we just got to move on from these instances because that's just part of the game.
I'd be holding that to my chest, I'll tell you what. That's why I'm not up there. But taking a look at the replay again, we talked about the amount of control that Dual Kevin had, being able to implement all the strategies that we had kind of talked about prior, utilizing that movement so much. And then we already know what happens in the corner when it comes to Rashid. I feel like Dual Kevin has it on lock when it comes to the programming of what needs to be done to open somebody up in the corner.
Yeah, the strategy was working so well, but again, when you're playing against pro players, they're going to find a way to adapt to how you play, right? So you can see the adaptation coming from Kakeru. Not once did he go for the perfect parry on the media yet, until the very last round. He got that perfect parry and was able to turn things around.
Yeah, and it's just so much pressure too. And he was so outside of that range. You saw Dual Kevin delayed tech when Kakeru was not even within range, but it's hard to tell. He was just crouching down. And the reaction too, while in that burnout, Kakeru just staying diligent, man. That is the key of a professional. That is for damn sure, being able to backdash and get into that level 3.
Yeah, that level 3 kind of turned things around. Like even this round, Kevin did so well in, but these next 2 rounds, Kakeru kind of had a dominating performance.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I feel like, was it a walk back now? I'm kind of like gaslighting myself. Was it a walk back only or a dash back? I'm gonna have chat call me out on that for once. I want to make sure I got that right. But either way, man, look at the sequencing overall. We talked about Dual Kevin and Rashid. We're talking about Kakeru now. Like, this is a whole different beast. We did not get to see this shown off as much up until, like, what, the second half of game 2, right? We never really got to see it.
Yeah, we got to see Kakeru get a little bit more comfortable in the gameplay and understand how Dual Kevin works. And then he was able to get his setups off, which is literally what Kakeru is known for. When I had commentated this pool yesterday, I was saying Kakeru is just known for being such an optimized player, and he's able to understand decisions and which way, like A, B, or C works best for him and how to optimize it all the way to a win.
Not for nothing though, Kakeru at 3-0, but he does have a little tick on the name against Dual Kevin. He did lose 1, so I mean, point differential, it still, you know, gives Dual Kevin some to work with. 1 and 2, not too bad. GG Halibel going up against Zangief Bellotto. Ken versus Zangief again.
I mean, he just took out Tokido. So GG Halibel, I think he still plays a little different than how Tokido typically plays. So that maybe that could give Zangief Bellotto a bit more trouble, because I think he is a little bit more oppressive, a bit more aggressive, especially in the neutral. He's not the type like Tokido. He's kind of waiting at a certain range, trying to whip punish crouch strong. So he allowed the game to be played a little bit more slowly, and I think Zangief Bellotto thrives off of that.
Yeah. I wonder if Zangief Bellotto will be able to kind of like recognize the type of pacing that GG Halibel wants to play at, and will be more at liberty to feel comfortable to press some of these medium normals, which we're more prone to when we watch some of the Zangief players in general. Like, we saw Zangief Bellotto really test the waters in terms of reactions against Tokido with those standing lights, but I feel like with GG Halibel, depending on the pace he wants to play, I think we'll see a little bit more of an aggressive Bellotto this time around.
Yeah, okay, yeah, definitely interested in seeing how this goes. I'm sure we're still going to see a lot of standing medium kicks and stand lights come out from Zangief Bellotto's side. That stand medium kick.
A little bit more with more intention, right? Making sure not to whiff.
Yeah, but here we are. GG Halibel actually, you know, I think he's trying to play a little slow too, trying to understand the range where Bellotto wants to throw out these buttons.
Yeah. But he's kept it kind of ambiguous, right? I feel like he's thrown that light and then immediately with the fierce too to kind of catch Halibel, possibly trying to whiff punish.
Okay.
Fierce again within range. Perfect parry. Excellent choice too off of that light, or against the light from Bellotto.
We're going to use a Tatsu and put Bellotto into the corner.
Keep doing it. Oh, Bellotto thought the same exact thing. Halibel choosing option 1 with the meaty. What's option 2?
Okay, three with jabs at the kill frame for frame kill for the throw, I guess.
That was, you know, a little bit awkward. I'll give it that. A little bit awkward throwing Bellotto off his game. Both did a little bit of head shake if you saw the player cams when that happened. But again, this is going to be a very much so. There it is.
What
the big crouching medium punch against the drive rush.
And it puts Zangief Bellotto back to the corner again. And that is something that kind of sucks for Zangief because, again, you don't have reversal, so you do have to hold this Ken pressure when he has you in the corner. But Zangief Bellotto fighting his way out, and you know, introducing the SBD in this first round, but GG Halibel ready with the backdash and a punish with the Fierce.
It was still so scary. That was two correct, or like one SBD and then an immediate correct guess from Bellotto on the second time around. I still would have been shook. When I see that knee hop coming for me for the drive rush, oh, I am definitely scared.
It's just like, how many 50-50s are you willing to take?
Halibel is also willing to roll the dice, right?
Okay, yeah, feeling each other out in neutral a bit. No.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. A punish counter there.
Oh. At least
Larry?
still within range to get the punish counter. Not too bad for Halibel. Slowly but surely, look at the amount of patience being exuded from Halibel. Again, the knee hop does get punished. Halibel, he caught the parry as well.
Interesting.
Oh my!
This is some very interesting movement coming from GG Halibel here.
Ugh. He is just making all the right decisions right now against the SBDs. GG Halibel with a very, very convincing start.
Very animated, doing the full super animation on the player cam right now.
As he should be. He was. we are in the same hotel. We're on the same floor. I had to talk to him in the elevator. He's like, "Yeah, I'm feeling great. It's great to see you, but I am salty." Verbatim, verbatim. I am salty, and I'm like, "Look, you got a couple more days to play, man."
Yeah, exactly. It's a round robin. It's not over yet.
He's taking that in stride. 2 rounds straight. Significant life lead in the end of that game 1. Let's see. Zangief Bellotto, how much more aggressive can you be to break Halibel's current defensive placement and maneuvering? And the overall patience that he's been having in this match specifically.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is completely different than what I was predicting from GG Halibel. It is a lot slower, a lot more defensive. We're not even whipping buttons to try to bait anything to come out. Like, he's just getting pure whip punishes. And Zangief Bellotto on the brink of being burnt out.
I mean, there was a guess there. Drive rush into the Dragon Lash. Bellotto was definitely ready for it.
Nice perfect parry coming from GG Halibel. Again, putting Zangief Bellotto into the corner. He's going to have to find his way out.
Ooh, that's tricky. We haven't seen that shown off just yet.
The frame trap trying to check the run, but you actually get hit. Again, Zangief Bellotto, or Zangief's buttons are just too slow to check those.
Halibel got the spirit of Zangief. How many fierces did he throw in that sequence? Like 3 in a row? There's no armor on that bad boy.
The special of Ken. But look at the spacing that GG Halibel is doing right now.
What a statement. A pretty significant one, yeah, that is for sure. When you talk about the statement, the punish counter here as well, the conversion, a little bit off the mark, but again, Bellotto trying to get the big reads on the resets. Halibel, he was mashing away.
He was not trying to get reset. Absolutely not.
He ain't trying to hear it. Why should he, right? Like, why should he give him that respect? Word!
You know, when you're up this many rounds, you can kind of sprinkle in a little bit of disrespect in there just to let Zangief Bellotto know, kind of double question whether or not you should press a button here, even though you're negative.
I like
or
that
plus.
insight. No, I like that insight. It makes perfect sense, actually. That happens a lot more often than most people anticipate, right? Just nearly 3 bars from the side of GG Halibel. Oh, that could have been the biggest confirm of his life to end it.
No, it's GG Halibel in the corner now. Okay, the target combo to stop the run, actually. Oh, the wake-up super! Get off of me, and this should be it.
I mean, Halibel thinks so.
I mean, yeah,
he's already
gone.
out of his seat. He's out of there. Halibel getting the first W under his belt here at Capcom Cup at the expense of Zangief Bellotto.
Man, again, shout outs to GG Halibel for literally making all the correct defensive reads. You are playing against a grappler. You are playing against a character that wants to put you in a 50-50 and make you second guess yourself. Not once did he second guess himself. He got every single ODDP correct. He got the wake up super correct. And he played so clean in the neutral. Look at that.
He better go to Evil Vegas, because if he rolls a dice like this in video games, I want to see how he does over at the craps table, man. That is like, I don't know what the stats is for the correct decisions on defense. I genuinely do not.
I'd say it's like a 95% hit rate, to be honest.
You're a better mathematician than I am, I'll tell you what. But GG Halibel, again, a whole different demeanor in comparison to some of the other Kens that we've been seeing. But this is very, like, I mean, obviously, a specific game plan against a Zangief. This doesn't really kind of translate well for the rest of the cast. I feel like Halibel had a specific game plan against Zangief Bellotto. Outside of the defensive reads, in terms of the patience, he made Zangief Bellotto break in the neutral.
He really did, and that's kind of where Zangief Bellotto thrives. It is in the neutral. Like, when you saw it against Tokido, he waited, like, he did sprinkle out and whiff a couple normals, just to kind of see what you want to do in response to what he's throwing out. the GG Halibut he was just like, I'm just gonna keep walk blocking. He actually stood outside of the range where he started recognizing where Zangief Villado would want to press a medium instead, and was able to get punish counters because there's so much more recovery on the mediums.
But yeah, I mean, again, one game on the board for GG Halibut, now tying it up. Zangief Villado sitting at 1 and 2, but the rest of them, Jobby M still has his game to play. Kakadu still nice and pretty with a 3-0. Dual Kevin as well, kind of looking to kind of get a little bit more on the board as well. But before we get into that, it's going to be Tokido versus Jobby M coming up to the stage, and that's going to be quite an interesting one, right? Jobby M has been a great pioneer for the DLC character Terry, and it's been so I'm going to say it's mad inspiration.
No, truly. When I asked him, I was like, do you not play DJ anymore? Like, you just want to move on to Terry? And he said he could not find a character in Street Fighter 6 that he really, really vibed with until he started playing Terry.
He's a big fan of other games. I mean, he's been well-rounded in other fighting games. That's what he grew up with. He was telling me about it. So, I mean, it just makes perfect sense. Like, he's making it work so well for him, man. I did get a little bit of insight from like a couple of players, and I also got to talk to Yipes about it. I feel like Terry is such a strong character when it comes to the biggest bane of a lot of players' existence, that is the throw loop game. I feel like he sets himself up very nicely. Can also lead to fat damage if you guess it correctly. If he hits you with like some of these chunky normals that lead into some of the really interesting links that he has, it could just lead to so much damage. And I feel like Jobby M he really knows how to exercise all of those options pretty well, especially in the corner. But right now, Tokido, especially with the way things went down against Zangief Villado, I feel like we might see a little bit more aggression on defense than offense, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how he approaches this.
Oh my god, it's the Kumite stare down!
And a gentleman's shake of hands, we love that.
The Kumite stare down. I can't tell you the last time they actually fought, but I'll tell you what, the more memorable moment between those two is when Jobby M took Tokido down in that Red Bull Kumite.
You think it's gonna happen again? What you thinking?
Different character, different season, who knows? Honestly, he has as good of a fighting chance as anybody else.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to say it's an upset, but they're having quite a bit of upsets from the underdogs today, so.
I still think it's phenomenal, by the way, the design for the character, for the walkout, the fact that Joe Higashi's in the background, like dabbing him up. That's a lot of love for fighting games in general, man.
Truly,
here we go. Game 1, Tokido versus Jobby M. Let's get it.
There's a stand short. Actually, I think they're, character-wise, I think they're both pretty similar in general. Like, they have pretty stubby normals outside of their stand light kicks. Both their stand light kicks go really, really far.
And also, in comparison, both have really dangerous standing heavy punches as well.
Both their fierces, that is kind of the shimmy button, and that is kind of the button you use to cancel into a whole bunch of things. That's where you get your mileage off of.
So scary. It's such a scary button.
Nice check with the delayed 3 jabs.
Man, and he puts himself close enough to get that strike throw mixed up pretty consistently. The character Terry, that is.
There's a power wave.
Tackle him up, burn knuckle. So much corner carry on this character. So you thought you could press a button after that? Hold up. Bam! Are you okay? Bust the wolf.
Beautiful Buster Wolf, just because. Oh!
Word?
Close enough to the corner. Spends all the meter to kill him, but it doesn't. It's not enough, but the throw is enough.
Nice. An excellent closeout, an excellent momentum starter for Jobby M. Already feeling the Tokido. What are the adjustments that need to be made into round 2? Knocking on the door, does get the shimmy. Dash up on in there with the run.
I do like the confidence coming from Jobby M, just sticking to the decision that he's making. Look at that, just with the fierce tackle, okay? No punish on the parry, but okay.
Damn, we'll take that trade.
We're trading some buttons in neutral right now.
Okay. Does get the punish counter, yes sir!
Another Buster Wolf, and we do have one more Buster Wolf just in case, and this is enough!
Damn, this guy's good! Jobby M. My man's a scientist as well, knowing exactly how to punish and when. I respect it and I love it.
That was kind of quick.
Damn, 7 frames on that super art. I was definitely unsure. I'm like, he's doing it. I'm like, okay, it makes a lot of sense. Like he knows, he's familiar with the punishes. I was just doubtful. I was gaslighting myself internally. I'm like, is that 7 frames?
It's 7 frames and it moves him forward. So it's I think it's one of the best level 1 supers in the game. And it's just a very sick animation.
Oh, easily. Easily. He says it with his chest. Bust the wolf! Like, man, come on now. Love this guy.
Javi, I'm so comfortable with this matchup. I meant to say when he had qualified to make it into Capcom Cup, he had to play against Mark the Shark, who was also a Ken player.
Mark the Shark.
One of his training partners. So he knows this matchup very well. But I mean, again, like you said, there's so many Kens out there. There's an abundance, and there might not be that many Terrys yet. Back throw in the corner. Layering the fierces just to get the burnout. Dragon Lash.
Back jab again. That's the second time he's called that out.
Lots of counter hits coming on both sides.
Sick.
So ready. Okay, he's going to get the conversion off of this. We're going straight into level 2.
A little bit of bar to Tokido's name. Not going to press the issue just yet. Drive rush on in. Javi has his bar back and the punish counter because you cannot finish off of that strength of Jinrai. You are susceptible to that OD rising tackle. Javi M at the perfect time to get that drive gauge back.
What beautiful awareness. Even when he was burnt down, he was able to do that DP against the Dragon Lash. That's how you know he knows his matchup, like the ins and outs of this matchup. Okay, delayed crouch strong does get the counter hit on Tokido, but unfortunately he does burn himself out. But Tokido with the wake up reversal. Are we gonna go into level 3 just to get the meter back? Yes. One more sequence is gonna put Tokido potentially in burnout.
This is actually crazy right now. He is so confident. Javi M. Take throw and he gets it! Javi M! 2 games straight over Tokido!
The run back, and he gets it again over Tokido. 2-0-2. I don't think Tokido got around.
Listen, that was 2 rounds straight in game 2. I do not recall in game 1 Tokido having any sort of rounds. I really don't. It just went by so quickly.
It really did. I didn't see a chance for Tokido to adapt to what Javi M was doing. It was just really like a Shoto battle. It was just battle of the anti-airs, battle of the footsies, just incredible. You're standing up. Stand up the whole way then.
My cord got stuck.
Oh, sorry.
I don't want to do it.
Yeah, we don't want to break the headsets out here. Sorry. I got a little too hyped.
Oh, my back hurt on that one. But man, that was such a clinical performance from the side of Javi M, knowing exactly what to do with any sort of, I want to say mistakes. There were so many times where Tokido felt confident in some of his sequences. It's like, oh, yo, he has level 1. He's going to let that rip. I didn't know he was going to be that fast. But do you think that has to be because of perhaps the lack of experience in that matchup? Because I'm going to be fully transparent. I am genuinely unaware of any of like the consistent Terry players out there in Japan.
I'm not gonna lie, I actually don't know either in Japan, but I don't know if it's a lack of experience. I would say it's a lot of experience coming from Javi M's side because I think his situational awareness was incredible. Just being consistently able to punish all the Jinrais, having all the correct options, and even when he was burnt out, he still had the correct options against what Tokido would like to do because it is a very common thing for Ken to do, to sneak in a normal into the Dragon Lash just to keep the pressure on you for the chip damage.
I was surprised that Tokido had even gone for some of those Jinrai sequences because, again, he already had like that drive gauge. He has also like a level 1 if need be. I feel like that was a little bit of Tokido like slacking and Javi M taking full advantage of that. It's like, yeah, I'm ready for this matchup specifically. So, very, very impressive, man. Javi M really pushing his scene forward and really putting himself and his scene on the map because of that performance.
Yeah, shout out to South Africa, the African hero, Javi M. Beautiful play. And I just love how Capcom Cup gives you a stage and just to, support all the communities out there. It's beautiful. But next up, we do have the last match of the night, I believe. It is Dual Kevin versus Gigi Halibel. And we just saw Gigi Halibel take down Zangief Bellado. And Dual Kevin having such a close sets against Kakeru, but unfortunately wasn't able to pull through. So, hopefully, Dual Kevin not looking the happiest at this point, looking a little stressed, but he is a pro player. He's probably going to hopefully bounce back from that situation.
It is kind of tough because if he takes this L now, he might not have a chance going forward. Because Kakeru, again, sitting at an immaculate X and O essentially. Yeah, I feel like his chances are getting slimmer and slimmer. I mean, if it becomes 1 and 3, it might be cooked.
Yeah, so he might have to 2-0 at this point because every game counts in this format.
Who knows, man? Gigi Halibel could also have a run of his life in day 2. He already has like a 2-0 over Bellado. If he does it again, he will be skyrocketing his way towards possibly second place. Who knows?
That's right, because Tokido did just lose. I think that was the other crowd favorite in here. I think the 3 favorite in this group was Kakeru, Tokido, and Dual Kevin making it out.
I think a good majority of the FGC would agree with you on that one. I think I would agree with you on that one as well, but it's tough to call. Again, looking at it right now that I kind of think back upon it, Halibel is 1-2 right now. Jabi M is looking rather strong at 2-1. So maybe I kind of misspoke, but either way, GG Halibel, you could have a really, really great time disrupting the rest of the standings for some of the players here. Who knows, man? He was coming in at what, 0-2?
Yeah, but now he's 1-2. He's coming in hot because of the way that he was playing. There was so much confidence there. It's not going to be easy for Kevin for sure. But I think he is going to, if he wants a chance of making it out, even in losers, he is going to have to pull out the 2-0.
Really not much to kind of harp on in regards to like the final matchup for Rashid versus Ken, because again, there's an abundance of them, I feel like, worldwide at this point, but only very few could pilot them the way that these two individuals can. So let's see how it throws down. Game 1, already a very aggressive start for GG Halibel.
Yeah, starting with from the jump from the rip-off. Oh, and the perfect parry, okay. What's the sequence here? Okay, some lights. Up, back to get away from the throw pressure, okay.
So scary within this range as well.
Yeah, Dual Kevin kind of trying to burn out Halibel, making him whiff parry a couple times, and there you go.
That's a good call.
Dual Kevin realizing that GG Halibel is, instead of trying to check the drive rushes, he's going for the parries.
But he still manages to find a way out momentarily. That is, does he force him to spin to level 1? It's gonna be a throw first. We might. Who knows? Yeah, he's buffering the hell out of that.
Okay, this should be it. We're gonna dump out the drive meter. Not even gonna need to use a super meter.
Okay. I like the rebuttal from Dual Kevin. He was spending a little bit of time on the West Coast momentarily, but Halibel, as soon as we got pushed into that burnout state, whole different story. Here comes the big Isar.
Trying to chip away. Is Halibel gonna take the damage, or is he gonna get his meter chipped away? Actually, pretty good defense against the Isar there.
That's another sequence. Even closer to victory. Dual Kevin, what's going to be the schmicks? Lots of save jump. Oh, that was such a delay. You saw a half step forward into the medium punch. Dual Kevin sniping out the button against Halibel. Empty jump into the low SRK. That's not Shoryuken, baby. That's Super Rashid kick.
It is indeed, and just like that was kind of a speed run too. I'm not gonna lie. GG Halibel was stuck in the corner for so long, and the times that he did try to attempt to get out, Dual Kevin was so ready for it. You saw him back out just to be in the correct range to get the anti-air going on.
Man, it's still so hard to call. You never know what Halibel has up his sleeves in regards to his Oh, hold up.
We're doing the color change on the costume. That is a power-up.
Yeah, we can't see it on the stream just yet, but we are gonna get that change up in the costumes from Halibel. He did speak upon that as well. I feel like in one of the interviews that he's had throughout the years. I mean, like, I like kind of to change it up a bit, to kind of like change my approach and see how I'm feeling that day. But we'll see if it amounts to anything. Right now against Dual Kevin, early drive reversal just to make sure that Halibel doesn't get any of his mixes in.
Very early, but just like that, 9 seconds in, GG Halibel is stuck in the corner. Ooh. Oh, what a nice DI against a wind shot.
That was max distance.
Okay. Throw pressure. What's the sequence?
I like that. A little bit too far out too. Still extending the link with a standing light kick. Oh, that's gonna be Halibel all over it. The first time we had seen the OD spinning mixer from the side of Dual Kevin.
Yeah, I mean at the end it was like a 50-50 guess. OD mix. Oh, there's a perfect parry again.
Ooh, that's too slow of a button.
Yeah, that was again. He's so ready with the DI.
Oh, okay. He is not. I see. He's got a dip. Oh, no way, brother. He's trying to smooth all over Dual Kevin. Don't do that. Don't awaken the Marvel Beast.
Bro, if that had hit. Oh, the dash up low. Okay, hold on. GG Halibel is. Look at the movement that we're seeing right now. We're getting triple dash backwards.
I understand it. I mean, he is looking pretty dry. I feel like I'm close to it. There he is. Now he's fully dry. Ashy Larry. Go upstairs. Put on some lotion right now.
Are we going to see a wake up? What are we going to see?
Oh, we definitely are. Good call, Sherry. Level 1 for the side switch as well. Perfect.
I still see see him. I don't know what he's working on. Are we going to see another super buffer? Ooh, okay. We don't get the trade combo. I was so scared the ODDP was going to come out from there, but okay. We're getting the safe. Ah, the shimmy is going to work again. Safe pressure, just in case Halle Bell had decided to bust out in that situation.
We were talking about the movement that Halle Bell was implementing. Again, Dual Kevin one-upping him in that regard. Now you have to face the man behind the storm.
New start, 1 throw, 2 throws. Are we going to see a third? No, a delayed medium punch there. Okay.
Oh, he tried to move out of the way. A little bit too meaty. Dual Kevin. One more sequence off of the mix. Empty jump low again. He has one more sequence in mind. Is it going to be enough to go into it? Oh my God, and he timed it perfectly to snatch the dome. Halle Bell is defeated by the Shmix master, Dual Kevin.
Beautiful, beautiful play. I think just that one round, it did everything. That one round, it did work in GG Halle Bell's favor, but unfortunately, all the other rounds was definitely hugely in Dual Kevin's favor.
And not bad, too, taking a 2-0 RB Halle Bell. You want to get as many points as possible, as we talked about in Harp Time for so long. Sitting at a record of 2-2 now is Dual Kevin. Halle Bell, I don't know, man. I think he might have been cooked. I think he might have been cooked. Again, I want to make sure later on, but as it stands right now, taking a look at the replay, we talked about the amount of control offensively both characters had, or both players have had. It was more so Dual Kevin towards the later end of that round where we saw that offense really shine.
Yeah, and something that I want to call out, that Kevin did so good conditioning, because Dual Kevin's specialty is always at like the very last round or second round of a match, he'll do the drive rush overhead. But we noticed in the first couple rounds, in the first 2 games, he did round start, drive rush, low short.
Yep.
And it got perfect parry twice.
Yep.
So it kind of conditioned him and set him up for the drive rush overhead to connect in the very last round. And indeed it did, because even if he had tried to go for a tap parry there, he would have got punish countered by the drive rush overhead.
Yeah, man, it's so tough too. And like once you got into the corner, it was just sequence after sequence after sequence. Even the conditioning had been conditioned just based off of those different types of strategies that Dual Kevin implemented by changing up the timing of the roundhouse, by changing up into the empty jump low. It's so tricky because you're seeing the animation still, right? You could have 3 different types of setups for it, but man, Dual Kevin is just, he is truly the mixed master, and I'm loving that. What I don't love is the fact that we've already concluded the blocks already. That is actually kind of crazy.
That's the end of day 2.
That's wild. That's wild. Taking a look at the standings overall, right? GG Halle Bell sitting at 1-3. Kind of a rough shot, but Jobby, yeah, man. Woo! 2-0 over Tokido. My boy's feeling good. Kakadu still with an immaculate record of 3-0. Zangief Bolado with his a big chance to shine, and he did so today with that 1-2. Dual Kevin tying it up 2-2. Tokido, surprisingly, at a 1-2 going into day 2.
Yeah, I mean, so right now we have Kakadu sitting nice and pretty, 3-0 in first place. And then we have Jabian right under him, 2-1. But there's some close matches. A lot is going to be determined tomorrow as who is going to make it out in losers, because Dual Kevin is sitting at third, 2-2 plus 1. He only has 1 match tomorrow, though, so we're going to have to see how tomorrow goes.
Yep, and we'll see it in just a little bit. Jobby M is going to be standing by with an interview, our man of Group C. Let's take a look with Reinhardt.
Today, a very amazing run. Of course, the run back that Tokido was looking for, but you didn't allow him to get the revenge he wanted. Talk me through your mindset going into that set versus Tokido.
I was very confident. I think Terry is a bad matchup for Ken. I honestly think it might be one of his worst matchups, because the ground game is just hard for Ken to get started. Even when in the corner, it's very hard for Ken to keep Terry grounded. So I was very confident going in. I did prepare a lot because I was only playing 1 game, so it allowed me to prepare a lot for Tokido on what he's going to do, you know. So I was very confident all in all.
まずはケン対テリーはとりあえずテリーすごく有利があって、もしかしたらケンの一番最悪な組み合わせっていう可能性も一応あると思ってるので、あとやっぱりその時々選手のケンの動きを見て、やっぱりそれを対策したりとかして準備は万全とできてたって言ってました。で、2つ目の質問はですね、明日の調子はいかがでしょうかって聞きたいので聞いてみます。So with that win, obviously your motivation must be through the roof. Your confidence also the same thing. What are you thinking moving forward here in this tournament?
I just need to just play my game, not worry too much about the results, but just worry about the matchup, how I approach the matchup, and I'm going to have to pull out a bit of clutch moments, you know, because the last two remaining players are very strong, and they also want to keep a good record. And so I have to just keep my game and not worry about the results, but just worry about what I do in game.
で明日向けてとりあえず自分の試合をやることに集中する、記録とか結果を見ないで、スコアとかを見ないで、ずっと自分のやりたいことをやってできるだけ勝つことを目指すっていう形になってます。そういうことですね。それではインタビュー終了となりますので、ぜひお見逃しなくこれからのカプコムカップ11もお楽しみください。
We are back. And that, you know, I think that's it for us, right? This is the end of day 2.
It's wild. It's actually wild. There's so many expectations that go into like what happens at the beginning of the day, and some of it gets like absolutely crushed, but it doesn't have you feeling kind of like discouraged. It's like, damn, this was some good ass Street Fighter. I'll tell you what, man. I mean, not to take away from the line of Tasty Steve, but man, that was an excellent display of how much of hard work goes a long way, right? And you talk about the overall standings, there have been a lot of surprises in my opinion, right? Salvatore sitting at king of Group A, then Takamura following suit, where we have Punk, Phenom, Hot Dog, and Itabashi following suit for those last 4 spots. This is, again, in day 3, everything's on the line. It is indeed do or die to get into that top 16. But Group B, also with NL, Noah the Prodigy sitting at the top 2 spots. The rest of them really have to catch up. SI and Eek has not really had his chance, but the rest of it too. Yeah. Look at that. Kakadu and Jabi M for seed.
Yeah, we just talked about that. This is the group that we just commentated. Kakaru sitting nice in winners, Jabi M in second place. But again, he had mentioned that tomorrow he is going to have to face off against very, very difficult players tomorrow. So we'll see how this group goes. And then we go into Deep. Blas having an outstanding performance, I'd say. He has been cooking. He is another dark horse that a lot of players have been talking about. And then we have Bravery right under him in losers. That was a dark horse pick from CN. And we have Broski, VX Bao, Arper, Idom just kind of waiting in third. But Broski actually has a chance to make it out in losers. This is all going to be very dependent on tomorrow.
Yeah, taking a look at Group E, Fudo and Mena RD. This is a really, really close race. You can see following suit with Mr. Crimson, Limestone, and Diver, as well as Chris CCH, man. A lot of very interesting expectations that came into this group specifically, but I did not expect it to turn out in this fashion. Limestone and Diver, honestly, the way that they performed today, phenomenal. As well as Group F, Sien, the scientist, suffering his first defeat today, actually. Sien and then Big Bird as well. Lashar starting to get his engine rolling. Oil King in 4th, Jack at 5th, as well as Uriel, Valorio. It's actually kind of tough to see those two at the very bottom, not gonna lie to you, man. But honestly, it's really tough, I feel like, between Lashar and like the rest of them to see who makes it out. And of course, Group G, Xiaohai and Juicy Joe.
He's been showing out. Juicy Joe has such a great performance today. Like, this Knuckle do in this group. Kaba, Nephew kills you. This is one of the death groups, as they said. And I think it's pretty unexpected for Juicy Joe to actually be sitting in second place. And then we have
Group H coming up pretty soon. Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of different changes in regards to how that performance had gone. Yo, Juninho Ross with 3-0, by the way. Can we kind of emphasize that? My man is truly the king of Group H. And then Shuto, man, seeing him in second place, that is hard to come back to, right? I mean, like Angry Bird, he's going to be having the fight of his life. Soul with some big surprises against Shuto. That had to be the best highlight, I'm going to say it, of the week.
I mean, that was such a comeback. That was such a clutch moment coming from Seoul. And then there's Lex and there's Kusanagi. This group was so difficult, insane. And I think this is kind of like the Shoto group. But Juninho Ross, the Brazilian Shoto, as they say, sitting at the very top. At the very top of this group, full of Shotos. Just look at the scoreboard across the board. There are so many players that are sitting at first that is quite a surprise.
I'm going to tell you right now, my Group A picks, my fantasy draft for going into Capcom Cup, top 16, crushed, and I'll be very transparent with that. It is absolutely destroyed. Same with my predictions, I feel like, for Group F and Group G. It's been so difficult to call. Group D as well. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Seeing Blas up there, unbelievable. But anyways, that wraps up our whole day. Let's throw it back to the MCs. We got Ryan Hart and Aru standing by on the stage.
皆様、今日いかがでしたでしょうか。そりゃそうですよね。実力者揃いの戦いを見ることができてとても楽しかったですね。皆様ご自身にも盛大な拍手をお願いします。皆様来てくれなければこのイベント迎えられませんでしたが、本当にありがとうございます。
はい、ということで私も きました。お疲れ様でした。デイ2。はい、会場の皆さんもね本当にありがとうございます。遅くまで。はい、ということで、デイ2は終わりますが、はい、カプコンカップ11はまだまだ続きます、はい、ので、今後のスケジュールの方を確認してまいりましょう。はい、明日デイ3はいよいよグループステージの最終日となりまして、トップ16のトーナメントの切符をかけた激戦はいよいよクライマックスという形です。
Tomorrow we'll be getting into day 3. That wraps up everything from day 2 here with the end of Group C. But day 3 will commence starting with Groups G to H at 12 o'clock Japan time.
はい、明日はですね、12時からお昼の12時からグループ G から始まります。G から H を行い、その後 A から C、そして D から F という、形でグループの方は進めてまいりますので、こちらご注意ください。
Once we get through Group G to H, we're going to start Groups A to C at 2:30, and then of course Groups D to F will commence from 6:15 p.m. start.
カプコンカップ11 Day 2はこれにて終了となります。ご来場の皆さん本当にありがとうございます。
That's it from us here for day 2. Thank you so much for joining on the stream and of course being here at the Ryogoku Kokugikan Arena. Thank you so much for being part of it. But it is not over yet. We've got days to go and lots more action to come. So make sure you tune in and be a part of the actual amazing event, man. This is actually a dream come true. Thank you so much for tuning in and we'll see you all tomorrow.
そして明日ね、もし来られる皆様もよろしくお願いいたします。そして配信で長時間ねご視聴いただいた皆さんもいらっしゃるかと思います。本当にありがとうございます。ただ明日も配信もありますんで、はい、時間の許すときにですねこちらの配信の方もまた見ていただければ幸いです。ということでデイ2これにて終了。本日はありがとうございました。明日のデイ3もよろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。
I can't believe that actually caught whatever it was that Arbor was doing. I don't know if that was like towards the end of his backdash. Oh, that's huge, and it went the other way. I don't know what happened. He had blocked one of the hits, but she moved on past the body. That rarely happens.
Scrambles are working out for Limestone, and he's going to cash out. He wants to switch the drive advantage to his side as we drain some of Menace and he builds his own back.
The Pendulum Swift is now in his favor here, and he can burn him out if he wants to. But it's going to be huge. Don't reset, just finish the combo.
Instead, yeah, he actually drops him for the proper Oki, and again, backing up, right? He's not letting Menace switch sides, and then chips him out with the OD Jinrai. Incredible calculations from Limestone to get the victory over the strongest bull. Oh no! All right, he still eats the fireball damage, though. He can't afford to let that happen again. Oh, and he checks the teleport.
Now, so we got 12 seconds, back-to-back jump! Exactly what we were talking about! He's got bars to his name, Ridge! 3 all the way through, you know he's gonna spend it! What an explosive start! And with the OD uppercut as he drive rushes through, no! He actually catches Udu Valorio slipping with the counter hit, missed timing is up.
My man's got all the combos I've never seen.
It's so clean, man. I love seeing those type of links into the light kick. You heard the flash, and that's a perfect! Xian with a huge rebuttal, also maintaining 3 bars to his name down below.
But Uriel puts the brakes on. Big Bird can only give a nod of approval as Uriel Valorio takes the first game.
Single conversion could do it for both ends. Off with the jab. No way, that's gonna miss!
Oh my goodness! I don't know. Did Jack commit to a button in the air? I'm not even sure. Like the
Nightmare on Elm Street. Watch out. Ah! There's a throw. Don't do it again. Do not do it again. Ah! Oh, mate.
There we go.
Oh, nice. No! Oh, no! And he tried to get the grab to set up something nice, but Kava, he said, listen, I'm going to show you that you can't.
All right, that should be enough. Absolutely. Wow, this man is putting on a clinic. Kusanagi, I'm going to need you to wake up. And puts him in burnout. We got a chance, though. We still dehydrated on the side of Soul.
What we got? What we got?